Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Celeste Bronfman, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
The recording has started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Capes and Lunatics. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, the Queen of the Lunatics. It is.
Hey, y'all. That's Will Hellfire.
That's right, kids. We're going to give you an old school Capes and Lunatics episode. We're going to talk that X-Men 97 trailer. We're going to talk some new comics, including featuring the record-breaking Spawn 350. Because hasn't every issue of Spawn for a while now been the record-breaking issue?
Yeah, but we only care about the big numbers.
That's true.
We can only do variants for the big covers, though.
True. Oh, so we're only like 4 years away from Spawn 400?
Exactly.
Oh my. Alright, alright, so yes, first we'll talk that X-Men 97 trailer.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys a refresher, because I was there when the Deep Magic was created. Picture.
Same.
September 20th, 1997. Graduation Day is the series finale of the X-Men animated series. And Professor X is dying. And he's saying bye to his X-Men and his old friend Magneto. And then he blasts off into space with his alien lover lady under his care. And he warns them, I might not be back in my body, but I will be back in my spirit. How I took it.
Ah.
And they kind of ended X2 with that. Kind of like with him being in somebody else's body too. So I was just
yeah.
You did that.
Oh wait, no.
Was it the first one or is it 2? I always forget.
No.
It has to be 2, right? Or is it 3?
Was it 3 where she? Yeah, because as like Dark Phoenix, quote unquote, she disintegrated.
Oh yeah.
Remember the effing Juggernaut? Yeah, that was 3.
Oh my god, yeah. 3 is like literally, it's like Madam Web. It's like I'm trying to erase that actively from my brain, and it just every so often creeps back up into my brain.
It almost seems like X3. It was like they almost thought that was their last.
It's supposed to be 2 different movies.
They almost thought it almost felt like they felt that like it was their last bite at the apple. So they're like, okay, what X-Men haven't we thrown into? Have we thrown not into this yet? So it's like, yeah, Juggernaut, yeah.
What a waste of butter.
Angel, yeah.
Can you believe Deadpool did Juggernaut better? Deadpool.
That's right. Bet him right over, huh?
Yep. I remember being a kid and being sad, like, oh no more X-Men. And like there was like no more Spider-Man, and then they also like it was like the end of like the Fox like animated Marvel stuff. It was like Fantastic Four was gone. Or no, not Fantastic, it was like Silver Surfer had a season. Fantastic Four had a season. They even had that Iron Man show. Like all of that just kind of like went away in one fell swoop.
Yeah,
and it was like the saddest day of my life.
And was it 97 or was it a little later? Because it's like I know we got Justice League Unlimited and stuff, but like Batman the Animated Series was eventually was
that was
here.
gone. Yeah. I think honestly that's why the Justice League animated stuff hits hard. Like Superman, like it was just Superman trying to be Batman. The animated series was the same people. A lot of people reprise their roles and stuff. Lex Luthor stole the show. So it was just like, it was kind of like, okay, yeah, it's there. But then like when Justice League came out, it was just like, yeah. And then when it went away, they're like, no, we're going to be back with Unlimited. You know? And that was also bringing into Static Shock. That was like the rebirth of an era too. Because you had Static Shock, you had Batman Beyond.
Yep.
So it was like kind of ebbs and flows. So it was like, it was Marvel's time to shine. And then that went down. And then DC's time to shine.
I think is that like the other reason like why some of the comic book readership is dwindling, where it's like there hasn't been like a a phenomenon, like some of these shows. Like,
yeah. Okay, so they decided to capitalize on the animated series because they had the best-selling comic. They're like, all right, it's time. Let's strike while the iron is hot. Let's get this show out. Let's get these cartoons out. Let's get more comic book sales. Let's do it. And that's the only reason why the cartoon happened, is that they were capitalizing off of that record-breaking issue.
Because I mean,
they move super fast.
There are so many people, like especially like around your age, where it's just like, oh yeah, my first exposure to the X-Men was that animated series.
I mean, not mine, but I think, like I said, I think for me, in my mind, it's the best iteration of X-Men. For me personally,
the most pure version of them.
Truly, it was.
Well, yeah, because you didn't have like
I read the old stuff, like Starjammer stuff, and I was just like, okay, like that was my first encounter with like X-Men and stuff.
Well, again,
and I do love their space adventures, right?
Yeah.
Except for Cyclops is dead. You sit down.
Well, again, I mean, there was so much baggage too, because right around that point when like Chris Claremont was leaving the book after being there for like 10 years or more.
Yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot of turmoil in the 90s, honestly. And that show was just solid. It was just a solid representation of how good the X-Men could be. We even had crossover events. I mean, it was really a lot of people's first taste of like, comics, period, for Marvel.
Oh, yeah. Those 90s shows, man. So many people were just like, oh, yeah, Batman, X-Men, Spider-Man.
Truly a time to be alive as a comic book fan. Like, it started to become a little more mainstream.
Oh, yeah.
People started picking up comics, and you can kind of see, like, oh, we got new readership. These 90s kids love attitude. Like, shout out to Power Rangers, Teenagers with Attitude. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's like... that's probably the best. Well, those animated series were probably like the last things that were like driving sales to comics. Because like none of the.
And then that transition to movies was a steep one.
Yeah,
I went to go see it because like I'm a comic book nerd. I want to see just how bad this is gonna be.
Yeah.
Right. Because I remember the Hasselhoff as Nick Fury. That image is burned in my brain.
Me too. What about Generation X?
Yes, that too.
Did I see something like originally that was going to be a movie in the theater, but then they like decided to change direction and put it on TV or something?
Yeah, they cheaped out.
Well, of course.
They cheaped out. So yeah, let's get into this trailer of the Easter eggs that I saw. There's a newspaper. I think that's the first thing that caught everybody's attention. It's the Daily Bugle logo specifically from the Tom Holland movies.
Oh. And
it's asking if Spider-Man is a mutant, which is like kind of an allusion to when he turned into like actual man spider.
Yes.
In that crossover. And then they also have something about the Hellfire Gala on there, because of course they do.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Then there's like something about like the inside scoop about mutants and stuff. I heard that guy that voiced Peter Parker is going to be back or whatever.
Oh, really?
I know that the guy that originally voiced Wolverine is going to be back. Everybody's kind of mad. They sound like, babes, do you know how long the 90s were? Like, grow up.
Yeah, it's 30 years.
You had all this time to grow up and you chose not to.
I mean, it could be. I mean, it could be worse because I mean, there's I think is it Cyclops? There's a new voice actor for it because the original guy passed away.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're be lucky we have him.
Yeah. Be happy you got who you have. Yeah.
Let's see what else. The mutant fashion show, which is an allusion to Jubilee's origin in the TV show, I believe. Let's see. They also talk about like Banshee, strong guy.
Strong guy, yes.
Yeah, this is gonna be so funny. And then we see Friends of Humanity. Where they're like back to where you came from, no mutants, all that stuff. Because, that's never going to go away because that's just the nature of humans. Let's see. What else did I notice? Oh, I love that, like, okay, I don't like comic book Cyclops, but I actually like animated series Cyclops.
Oh, really?
And I feel like if they made comic book Cyclops like TV show Cyclops, I would like the comic book version better. Like, I trust Cyclops to be the leader in that show.
Oh, nice.
They make him competent.
Yes.
Right? I can kind of see why Jean likes him. I can see why Logan sees him as a threat. Like, I get it. But, like, in the comics, he's a doofus. The Madeline Pryor stuff, that's just what gets me every fucking time, I'm gonna be honest. Blech. That ruined Cyclops for me.
Oh, yeah. In the 80s, they really, like...
Yeah, they put him over a barrel. Literally.
Uh-huh.
So, we see the trial of Magneto as well. that's pretty cool. I think that's a new voice actor too, though.
It sounded
I think
like
they're gonna do a more faithful adaptation of Uncanny X-Men 200.
Honestly, I was gonna say, are we leading up to kind of what we did after at 200, where he kind of takes that?
I think that's where we're definitely going, and I think it's gonna be a more faithful adaptation. So I'm really excited about that. We get Wolverine's little snick with him with a toothpick, not a cigar, because we can't do that. We can't do that here. What else did we get? And then we get the Blackbird.
Yes.
I love that. I love that plane.
Did you get?
I kind of like the character design of Storm. I think this is a really good reinterpretation of it.
I was gonna say Storm's still looking pretty badass. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's kind of like they tried to do like the middle of the road. Like we don't want to quite give her a mohawk, but we love that white suit is iconic, right? I mean, I like the black bikini version better, obviously, for obvious reasons. But this one is pretty badass, and that's the best cosplay version, I think, in my personal.
And that white suit is basically that was her 90s look, yeah.
Yeah. And then we're finally getting a little shout out back to Morph, who, right? He was created for the TV show, right?
Yes.
That's what I remember. And for some reason in my head, I thought it was Toad, but I think that was just a Mandela effect I was having. Like the first episode, I was like, I know he but I feel like it wasn't Morph, but I'm from a different timeline.
It was Morph. I remember it was Morph, and then they bring him back in the end. That's weird. I'm like that.
Yeah, they did. And I think that's why they're bringing him back again. But I think they're gonna actually kill him off again in the first episode. It is gonna be like a tradition or something. We get Time Traveler Bishop, and I'm just like, are they actually gonna go there about Bishop or not? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Do they have to? I think it'd be a fun little Easter egg if they just kind of. If you're a Charm fan, I think if they do that approach where it's like the son, but he doesn't tell them until he's forced to.
Oh, Bishop or Cable?
He's supposed to be in this too, but I'm just saying anything. Like Time Travelers, he's back for a reason. Is he gonna tell them? You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Because if you tell them, then you kind of the reason that your future self must have because you actually told them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're like, did I just create myself? Yeah, help create myself. Yeah.
Yep. Then we see Rogue, and we see Gambit, and it's like, wait a minute, didn't we destroy the Sentinels? Why are they back? I'm pretty sure we destroyed the Sentinels. That was the whole goal of that series.
Again, there's always a racist with money, love. Come on.
Yeah. Obviously, and they're targeting Jubilee, so that's gonna be fun. Let's see. Well, obviously, because Bishop is here, we're gonna get a little bit of Days of Future Past.
Mm-hmm. Although we kind of played with that in the original series, but yeah.
They're expecting a child. Oh, God. I forgot this one. They hinted that Jean and Cyclops are expecting a baby.
Ah, young Nathan. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cable, they're hinting that Cable will show up. So, but I'm just like, doesn't that mean that we have to touch on that whole Uncanny X-Men 201 thing?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I mean, at least if you're going to go with him as their child, they have to have a kid so they can send it into the future. So
yes, but we're just gonna. I mean, I'm totally fine if we never mention Madeline Pryor again. Totally.
Oh yeah, no.
But it's like we have touched on Mr. Sinister in the original series, so it's possible that they might actually do the Madeline Pryor
unless they do something where I don't know, there's an arc where Sinister kidnaps Jean or something and replaces her with Madeline, and no one knows, and Scott has a child.
That's
with her
the only
thinking it's Jean. Yeah.
We see Gambit charging up Wolverine's claws, which is so badass. We've actually never seen this ever.
Yeah.
And I hope that actually comes into the comic books. Well, actually Gambit and Wolverine don't get along, so but I think that's actually a twist on where Wolverine and Colossus used to team up. I think they're just kind of switching out people a little bit on that one, but I think it looks badass and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a deadly duo right there.
Oh yeah. And what did you think of the end of Cyclops? To me, my X-Men.
Yes, that's what I mean. This is what I mean by they're definitively saying, yeah, this Cyclops is the leader. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Bow down to your king. Because that was Professor X's line, and it's only right that he would say it. Although I would argue more that Jean technically would be more qualified to be the leader, but because of the precedent that the animated show set, I'm totally down for it. Totally down for it.
Oh yeah,
it felt right.
Oh my lord! And did you see?
I don't like the remix riff though. Give me the original song. You own it.
Yeah.
Stop fucking around.
Yeah, well, with a lot of shows, they even live action, they do that where it's like if so much time has passed, they kind of try to like jazz it up and stuff. Yeah.
And actually, I do think we do get Headmaster Magneto confirmed at the end of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he said
because it's like the last will and testament of Charles Xavier, or whatever we're looking at. And
yeah.
I guess it's just telling him like, "Hey, you're the only person I trust with my kids," basically.
Yeah.
So them being in a relationship, fucking confirmed. Thank you. And it premieres on March 20th on Disney Plus.
Yes.
The only thing, like literally, and I stay tuned for this month's full stream ahead where I talk about there's nothing on fucking Disney Plus to watch. But March looks good for Disney Plus.
March 20th. Oh, that's a Wednesday.
March 20th, yeah.
Yep. Oh,
so yeah, that's what I saw.
And then did we say we are going to cover the first episode of that on Salty and Petty over on Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks podcast?
I have to. I'd be remiss if I didn't.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to cover the whole thing, I don't really fucking care.
Nice. I don't care either.
I could come pop on X-Men Classic and we can do a little segment.
I don't care. Yeah,
Whatever.
that's okay.
Whatever, however you want to do it.
Okay.
Don't mind.
Or I was going to say, I don't care if we do it on Salty and Petty. I don't care. Yeah, we'll do it, but...
No. You know, I get my rants pants on
yeah.
over on Salty and Petty. I ain't got no time to be talking about animated stuff when I can be talking about capitalism. Being a wage slave.
Noel's
Come
like...
on, Phil.
Noel's like, whoa.
He's like, don't get the peanut butter in my chocolate, Phil.
Oh, my.
Yeah, that was the trailer. I'm really excited. It's got me... I was nervous. I'm more excited for this than Deadpool and Wolverine. Sorry, kids.
Oh, really?
This is speaking to my inner child, like literally.
I could see that. Oh, yeah. Okay, I mean, I'm looking at my app where I track all the TV shows, and again, this has been wrong before, but if this is right, they're dropping one episode a week.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah. It won't be
like I said, there's literally nothing on Disney Plus, so they're definitely.
And it's only 10 episodes, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely want to. Well, you have to remember they also have an ad tier now, and they have advertisers to answer to.
Yeah.
So they're definitely this is like one of the most anticipated things ever. So yeah, they're absolutely not just dropping it all at once. There's no way. So yeah.
So if this thing does like record numbers and stuff, do you think would they take like a second look at like that 90s Spider-Man animated and?
Ooh, that's a toughie though. Because listen, like I love that Spider-Man, but there's actually a better Spider-Man cartoon that came after it.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
Oh, okay.
And that's the one I would want them to revisit. Honestly, in my heart of hearts, I can be objectively fair and say that, like, well, I love the 90s because that's mine. That's, that was my first, like, Spider-Man animated cartoon.
Hell.
I can be objective and say maybe that's not the best one to revisit for corporate synergy purposes.
Hell, screw it. Let's just Spider-Man and his amazing friends. We'll get a hot redhead. Come on. Literally a hot redhead.
No, listen, if they aged up the characters from Spidey and his amazing friends, I would not be fucking mad about it at all. Listen, I know that show's for like little tiny kids, like it's giving Coco Melon vibes, but it's so cute, and I love the merch. So if they aged those characters up and kind of made a spin on it that way, like everybody kind of has quote unquote representation, I think that would actually be the better choice.
Oh, and did you see the controversy where? There was people online saying, "Look at Rogue, they took her booty." What that?
Yeah, they took her booty. It's okay, guys. Let's not make this the She-Ra thing all over again, please. Let's not be. How miserable of a cunt do you have to be to be arguing about animated booty? Go watch hentai. That's what it's there for. Okay. Your booty. My God, let the kids have some. This is like My Little Ponies all over again. Okay, like let the kids have something. Everything doesn't have to be fucking sexual. Jesus, and this is coming from me.
Oh my Lord, I think by the end of the year, Eve is going to take a full mental control. Oh my Lord.
No, it's just true. Like I can be upset, but like it's for kids. Like we don't. Like that's the problem with a lot of kids from the 90s. Like we grew up with like all these unrealistic expectations, and that's why we're all fucked up in the head. So like, yeah, don't put that on the kids.
Yeah, true.
Like literally, we lived through like Heroin Chic, where like a size 2 was fat. Like, okay, like
yeah,
just I'm okay with it.
Yes.
Like, Jessica Simpson at a size 4 should not have been shamed for being quote-unquote fat. Like, I will never forgive them for that.
Exactly.
Ever. So, like, I'm fine with the no booty thing. It's fine.
Just go back and watch your reruns for your Southern booty, okay?
Exactly. As long as Rogue and Gambit have chemistry. That is all that I care about. They gotta have the chemistry.
Oh, my God. I had an idea. When we at least for the first one, how do you think... I'll reach out. How badass would it be if we talked at least one episode of X-Men 97 with Kelly Thompson?
I would love it.
I know. I remember she was a huge fan. That's where she first fell in love with Rogue and Gambit. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I mean. If the chemistry's not there, I don't want it. Yeah. I don't want it. I don't care if they confirm freaking Xavier and Magneto. If that chemistry's not there, I can't deal with it.
Oh yeah, that was the couple of that original series, even more than Scott and Jean. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't blame. Like I said, Scott. He's more focused on being a good boy for Xavier. Honestly.
Oh my.
It's a whole thing, because that's kind of messed up because both his father figures are totally like assholes.
Well, yeah, Xavier. If Xavier's building his child army and his father's off, father's off banging aliens,
getting space booty. Yeah, I mean, I'm named after my own heart, but God, like you know how I feel. I hate bad father figures. That's why me and Bruce Wayne, we gonna square up one of these days.
Oh my.
So yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. And when you watch it, I hope you guys send in your thoughts. You can just drop it to the email. We'll talk about it somewhere.
CapesandLunatics@gmail.com.
I would love to see like Justin's reaction to the trailer. Though.
Yes.
We can get a reaction vid on Facebook. Maybe drunken. I don't know. I gotta live vicariously through somebody here.
Oh yeah. I'll put any excuse.
So you can pass that along so he can do the Lord, continue to do the Lord's work.
I'll do it. Oh, that might get us more drops too. Oh, I love Justin. Drunk reaction videos.
It's me, your old pal, the Owl.
Love it.
All right.
So let's get what we came. Let's get to talking about what we came for. Let me pull up my notes. I had a lot of thoughts.
That's right, kids. The record-breaking Spawn 350. All right. The most important question, Lilith. How many covers did you get?
Okay, no. Let's talk about this. Like let's really talk about this. I'm glad that you asked this question. Okay, so it's not as many as 300. 300 had 23 variant covers, and technically it's 24 because they did have an employee cover that was just exclusive to the employees that were there. So 23 were released into the wild to the public. This one only had 6. No, technically 7. And then I know that the thank you issue got delayed. I don't know why, but the thank you variant got delayed. I'm kind of pissed about it.
And I mean, put aside...
But I only got 2.
Put aside the whole Throne of Hell thing and stuff. I mean, 300 is a bigger deal than 350, though, right? Even though, again, it's setting another record, but I don't know. I think they put more emphasis on the 00 issues.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I'm thankful. My wallet is thankful.
Oh yeah. So did you get all 6 or 7?
But every issue after 300 is an issue. It's record breaking, right?
That's what I said. I'm pretty sure. I mean, if 300 broke the record, I'm sure everything after was a record breaker. So is that a confirmation that you got every cover? I don't know.
No. I only got 2 out of the 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I only got the cover A so far. I might go back and get another one.
Like the joke was before we knew how many variant covers. It's like, are we going to need another short box for just the variants?
That would, yeah. Here's my Spawn 300 box. Here's my Spawn 350 box. But yeah, I got cover A. Like I said, I would like at least one more. I don't know which one I want to go for. All right, might have lost Lilith here for a second. So yeah. You guys are stuck with me for a little bit. All right. Let me see. Looking for some of these variants. I'm only seeing like 5 covers total. But yeah, it looks. Hold on, kids. Sorry, I'm trying to find where it lists all the creators who did which cover and those back.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I was just looking at variant covers. So I was telling everyone, trying to see which one I would want to get, but.
I got cover A and cover B.
I did get cover A. Okay, Todd McFarlane did cover B. Ryan Stegman did C. Brett Booth did D. Jonathan Glapion did E. And Todd McFarlane did an F too. So Todd McFarlane,
of course he did.
B and an F. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, Brett Booth is usually pretty good. Maybe Stegman. But yeah, they're
all worth it in their own special way, you know what I mean? But I was just like, nothing really spoke to me like when 300 hit, where I was like, ooh, pretty shiny.
Because at first I was going to be like, wait a minute, so no.
I mean, 6 is not bad if you want to get them all. It's not bad.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, that's.
They're all really reasonably priced too.
Yeah, because it's only $5. I mean, that's.
But like, don't listen to me. I paid $10 for that Black Armor shiny cover. So don't listen to Lil's wallet.
Lil's
accountant is always upset with her.
Her comic shop guy is putting his kids through medical school on Lil's time.
No, he's busy opening up a second one.
He's probably like, Lil spent so much money at the store, he's opening up a second store closer to her house.
No, literally, you don't even understand. It really is. That's like literally like 15 minutes closer.
Why don't you just cut out the middleman and just open your own store?
I was gonna do that.
I know you were.
I have other responsibilities now, so. Damn pandemic. Really drained my savings.
With
That's
great,
all I'll say.
with great power, eh, Lilith?
Yeah, I didn't learn the great responsibility part yet.
I told you, open one up here. I'll run it for you.
Although people are like, don't like, yeah, like he's being brave because like in this market, there's no way.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I have a friend who owns like a literal like game shop, like video game, and he's like, I regret my life choice.
Yeah, you have to do a combo of something. You can't do just a comic shop or just a gaming. You have to do like some kind of combo.
Yeah.
And Funkos, lots of Funkos.
Literally Funkos, and like Funkos are on the verge of bankruptcy for like the last 2 years, so it's like that's been propping up the whole local comic book shop economy.
Yeah, so the store I go to now, like I know in the 90s I used to go in there every so often, and like he would do, not only was he selling comics, he was selling CDs back in the 90s.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, I mean we got like T-shirts,
like posters.
That's it. We have like everything you would expect. Like he's got really expensive like Sailor Moon stuff or like expensive statues, and they're always gone. He's always getting new stuff. So some nerds paying the piper more than me. So that's interesting. But yeah, let's get into Spawn 350 because I totally forgot. Like because I've been enjoying the other Spawn books, specifically Gunslinger and Scorched.
Okay.
And I had to be reminded. I was like, oh yeah, we haven't had anybody on the Throne of Hell for like 250 fucking issues.
Since...
And I'm like, babe, she just created a power back. You don't care. Spawn don't care.
No.
It's like something he remembered, and it was just like everybody like remember when you're like, you don't think he's gonna put Wanda on the throne? I'm like, no, babes, they'll never put Wanda on the throne.
Well, I mean, he was basically like he kills Malbolgia, and he's just like, I don't effing care.
I don't want to deal with it.
I don't care.
It's giving Lucifer. He's like, I'm just gonna go on a vacation topside. I don't want to deal with it.
But I guess Malbolgia's head is still hanging above that empty throne. I was like, oh god, don't tell me they're resurrecting Malbolgia.
No. We had enough resurrections, kind of, sort of, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I just totally remember that, and I was just like, oh yeah, we're finally putting somebody on the throne. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the fight scenes were amazing.
Oh yeah.
And like I told you, I felt like we had been spinning our wheels for so long. Like that was my only really critique of it. It's like, we're spinning our wheels. What are we spinning our wheels for? It wasn't 300. We spun our wheels for 50 more issues to, because that's the main crux of the issue, right? It's like, babes, are you ever going to address that? I mean, it's fine if you don't, but like, we got a movie coming up here, and I feel like this is where it happens. This is what the movie's going to be about.
What, the battle for hell?
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be the cliffhanger when he, like, just to skip to the ending. Spoilers, warning. He puts we get a flashback when we think he's gonna take it for himself. Not so fast. Nyx comes out of nowhere. Boom, Queen of Hell one shots that guy, sends him back to Earth, tells him he's become arrogant. Whole Earth's a damn dead zone. Him and everybody else fucking powerless.
So what did you think about that choice?
Love it. Listen, it was time for Spawn to lose his powers again. If we're gonna be honest, it was time. And this is like bigger, like the whole Earth's a dead zone. The whole Earth.
Well, they said those dead zones expanded. It's now covering the whole planet.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Like, everybody's powerless, but like it's like this because like everybody's like, well, at least it wasn't Wanda, but like, why did it have to be Nyx? It's like she didn't really have any skin in the game, Like it was that very much unexpected plot. It was a twist to be a twist. I think they were kind of. I think originally he might have wanted to put Wanda on the throne, but he heard the feedback that nobody fucking wanted that.
Well, and again, too, I think he wanted to create like an antagonistic thing with, whoever. Even
though they're technically friends and she's the original She-Spawn.
Yeah. But it's also just like, you know what, I'm here because you had to dick around Simmons, okay, and again.
Well, yeah, classic Al.
Yeah. And again, he didn't want to put a literal enemy on the throne, like Clown or anything, or,
I mean, I thought Sin would have been a great choice, honestly.
Yeah, but people would just be like, "Oh, yeah, the a-hole one." Okay.
But no, I mean, yeah, it was really like the out of left field choice that really was. You could see it coming, like when you read it back, right? It's like, well, it's definitely not gonna be Wanda. And then I think they definitely with the new She Spawn success, you know, they're like, maybe we should do a woman antagonist.
Yeah, the Queen of Hell, yes.
Yeah, I mean, rightly so.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been Jessica, but again, you know, she's busy being She Spawn.
Yeah, her book is really successful.
Yeah. You know what?
I think the plan might have been had that book like flopped. They might have like reintegrated her back in that way, but it's actually been really successful, which is really surprising because let's be honest, that the first iteration of She Spawn, it wasn't the best.
Yeah, I mean, I almost like instead of Scorched, I almost wanted a solo book for her.
Yeah, I think that might come. She might get one of the mini-series treatments. Like we haven't had one of those in so long that we just actually might get that. Yeah,
it's been a long time.
Yeah. I liked it. Like I said, I thought the fights were the best part. The flashback was kind of like, okay, whatever. I hate flashbacks. Thank you, Arrow. So, yeah, no, like I said, it was like it's out of left field, but really it was no other choice.
Yeah,
solid story. The pacing was great. Dialogue was limited, but not convoluted or overused.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I like action. I like fun in my comics. And it wasn't a slog at all. Like most of these books that I've been reading lately, which we'll get into a little bit later, have been slogs. I think this is an A+.
Yeah. I mean, I read this and I was like, in a good way.
Like if the book ended here, I would not be mad.
Yeah. But like in a good way, I was just like, wait a minute. I'm like, it's over?
Yeah. And now, wasn't this delayed? Because I feel like, I know the other books feel like a little bit ahead of this book. And I think it was supposed to originally come out like in the beginning of January or something.
I don't
From the
know,
solicits?
maybe.
I feel like I read the solicits and I'm just like, yeah, is this book late?
I feel like there was like at least a week or two where there was no Spawn book, or maybe there was supposed to be like one of the books, not even just this one in general, but I'm just
something got thrown off.
So maybe, I don't know, but I just know, I mean, the last issue of like Gunslinger and Scorch are like, oh, next issue, the fallout from what Al Simmons,
and then it was like 2 weeks later
from what Al Simmons did, yeah.
So yeah, no, that's my only thoughts really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious to see where everything goes from here, all the books. Are we going to get those books to a certain number and then like just everybody's back in the main Spawn book, or like, because honestly, as much as I love it, I don't feel like that they can sustain that stamina of all those books every month in the Spawn universe.
Well, I don't know.
I think those resources need to go somewhere else, especially because we are definitely, word on the curb is we're definitely gearing up for that Spawn movie now.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, I saw something was it a day or two ago? I looked it up. Did you see? I don't know if it's going to be a miniseries or what, but Rat City #1 coming in April.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, by Erica Schultz.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Ooh, extra length first issue. Yeah, it's set in the future. The guy's not even like dead. Like he's like infected with nanites that like Al Simmons like kind of infected with necroplasm or something.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, like I said, they haven't actually, like, I feel like the reason why Spawn, up to this point specifically, has been so successful, he has, like, this formula, and he's figured out what works, what the fans want. Every time he tries to experiment and do something a little different, the fans do push back. Outside of, like, the Gunslinger and Scorch stuff, like, I feel like that was, like, a welcome addition. Because we hadn't had side characters in so long in the Spawn universe, I felt like that was welcome, but eventually that's going to wear its welcome out a little bit. Because, like, I feel like the Spawn book was kind of suffering. I felt like it was like when Arrow went to, like, The Flash and Legends, and, like, you could definitely feel the resources being spread out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I still liked all the stuff that was happening, but the main thing that got the whole universe started was starting to suffer a little bit. And I think he kind of addresses it with this book. He's like, nah, I still got it, bitches. Don't you worry.
So are we either rebranding or ending the King Spawn book? Because he ain't king.
Yeah, I definitely think King Spawn goes away. So
I mean, we got like
what? Which was kind of like that was definitely one of the books that I was like, I could do without this one. Like I said, I think Gunslinger is the best, and Scorch is pretty good too. But like King Spawn was kind of like the straggler, where I'm just like, I don't really need to read this. I'm reading the main book.
I don't know. I really don't have a problem with King Spawn, but some months I felt like it was taking stuff away from the main book.
Exactly. Yeah. That was definitely the weakest link out of the quadrilogy, if you will. So yeah. I'm interested to see where this goes. I hope that we can just end King Spawn and it'll just be the 3 books. Or maybe even Gunslinger gets integrated into school. Like, I just feel like the resources are being spread a little thin at this point, and he's made his point. People have liked it, and you want to go out on a high note.
Maybe,
you know what I mean?
Maybe like the main book, the Scorched book, and like I said, give Jessica her own book.
I could go for that, yeah.
Yeah. Or even just do something where you rotate it, where it's like maybe like a rotating miniseries. Do a Jessica miniseries, then give another one a miniseries. And...
They could do what like the Lantern Corps book was trying to do, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect time to jump back in if you haven't been reading or if you're curious about Spawn. This is definitely the jumping on point. I feel like all this baggage goes away. You don't really need to know the history between him and Nyx or anything.
Yeah.
Like, he's powerless, so you get to watch his powers like kind of come back and rediscover who he is without those powers.
It is
and
a good
stuff like that.
It is a good jumping on point, kids.
Yeah, because it's been a long time since we had a jumping on point, to be honest. I feel like 100 was a really great jumping on point.
Maybe 300 or
300 wasn't really that had a lot of baggage, if I'm being honest.
200 was weird because that was in the middle of the whole Jim Dowling thing. Yeah.
Wolf. So yeah, I think this is the best time for if you're interested about Spawn. You don't have to watch the cartoon or the movies or anything like that. Don't come in with any baggage, any preconceived notions or anything. Just jump in, and I think you'll really like it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, all the other side books are really great additions. Even King Spawn, but like it's like either read King Spawn or the main book. That's just how I feel about it. Like, you don't need both.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation.
Boy, we
got some other.
Boy, that King Spawn was like 30 issues of a red herring. It's like King Spawn. Oh, he's not king.
I mean, he's a king, just not king. Sorry for the corny internet joke. My bad. Yeah, let's what other books you want to talk about? I mean, we already kind of talked about the Spider books. Please see Ultimate Spider-Cast latest episode
267, kids. And we also talked the new Daredevil issue on The Devil You Know, episode 64.
Yep. So let me just look at my list. I mean, what did I get this week that we haven't talked about? Oh, I'd be remiss if I didn't. The Archie book did come out this week.
Of course.
It was the Jaguar #1, Hubba Hubba. The writer was Carol Brown Ahmed. It's cute. It's like, you know Archie does like superheroes, right?
Yes.
So this is.
I read the Impact.
The artwork is giving Red Sonja, like,
oh,
girl
really?
got booty. Like,
oh, really?
Maybe I can show this cover. The cover is what drew me into it.
Oh, my.
Not the fact that it was Archie. Hold on. Can I, please? Are you gonna do it? No, it's too small. Let me see if I can find a bigger one. Hey-o.
How many times in her life has she said that, kids?
So many.
Let me see if we can find a bigger one.
Comics.
Okay, I'm looking at. Okay, I'm seeing the cover.
Yeah, you can find something else to talk about, so I find it.
Okay, but I am looking at the cover. Oh yeah, Baby Got Back. Yeah.
Yes, this is everything. Like I said, it's giving Red Sonja, Vampirella, but then it's like a very good, solid like story. Like I don't like if you've never read like any of like the Archie like superhero stuff. It's like a lot of it back in the day was super generic, but like this is very fun. It's giving Cheetah actually.
I've read the Impact stuff from the 90s, so.
Yeah.
So is this like
but more specifically like Black Mask, that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So this is
more up there. It's like it's definitely giving like Cheetah from Wonder Woman, but like she's a hero.
Mm-hmm. So is this kind of like a reboot of that one from the Impact stuff? And
I don't think that it's a reboot. It might be like a jumping off point, a reimagining maybe would be better.
Oh, so is this just the one shot?
Yeah, that's all they're really up to doing right now, unless like demand. Like that's kind of how they do it lately. Like they'll do a one shot, and if it gets popular, they'll follow it up in like a year or two.
Oh yeah, if this is a one shot, I'll definitely try this out. Yeah,
it's only $3.99, and like I said, the artwork is so stunning, and it's pretty standard origin story, but like I said, it's good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, no, I mean, just from these covers, it looks decent. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, she got introduced a while ago. I think probably like almost like 10, 12 years ago. And she was kind of just in the background. And now they're kind of fleshing it out. And I just really like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'll give this a go.
I'm always going to rep an Archie story. Y'all know that. Yeah. Y'all should know this.
Oh, man.
But I don't promote anything that I genuinely don't enjoy. I used to have my do not pull list.
Oh, so. She's brutally honest, kids. Yeah, she's not going to give you fake recommendations.
And I know it's not, basically Archie is an independent comic now. It's not CBS, it's PBS at this point.
Yeah,
it needs all the help it can get.
I was going to say, what's the shape of Archie at this point? Because we really haven't talked Archie for a while. So.
Well, they actually discontinued everything, and they only kind of put out these one-shots. They do, like, seasonal anthology stuff, like, for Valentine's Day, for like, Halloween and stuff. But they don't have, like, a main ongoing series anymore for anything.
Oh.
It's been really a sad time for me.
I mean,
Riverdale destroyed any value that Archie had, and there I said it, you can fight me, but it truly did.
I mean, he was on that.
It did nothing but harm to the actual property of Archie.
He was on some of that Impact 90s stuff, but I mean, again, just a great a master storyteller in the comic world. Get Mark Waid back in there.
Yeah, listen, that's why they hired him to do the reboot with Fiona,
who
did the art for him. And I said, the reboot stuff was really good. Like, I was very apprehensive. I was like, even though it's Mark Waid and I trust him, I was still like, I don't know how they're really gonna, like, it is supposed to be a slice of life and it should be updated, but I think the absurdity of Archie comes from, like, the long sustaining, like, love that most people have for Archie comes from the fact that it is so old and it's, like, from a much simpler time, and you just really can't update that because the world is so fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean,
like, we don't need sliding time in Archie books. I mean, if we would have just kept it set in the 60s or the 70s, even, it would have been fine with me.
But if they want to start up like a superhero line, definitely get Mark Waid in there. That's like his bread and butter.
He has the relationship, and I don't know if he's. I don't know really what happened with that relationship. He never really talks about it. I hope it wasn't any bad blood, because he did a phenomenal job with the reboot. That was a real daunting task, and I loved every single issue he wrote. So I hope that relationship is still there, and if they ever get interested, I think that's who they should call to be executive editor in chief or something.
I know I'd be willing to give it a look if they started up like a superhero line, like that Impact stuff in the 90s, especially if Mark Waid's in there somewhere. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what they could do with that for sure. Let me see. Are there any other indie books I really want to talk about?
Cobra Commander #2.
Well, we'll get there in a second.
Okay.
Keen Spot. No, I don't want to talk about that one. Mad Cave. No. Oni Press came out with a really cool #1 this week. It's called Cemetery Kids Don't Die. Written by Zach Thompson, and the art is by Danielle Izrazi. If you don't you're probably not familiar with Zach Thompson, but he did stuff like Hunt for Skinwalker, The Dregs, and then also the artist Daniel did the most recent Judge Dredd run.
Okay.
But yeah, Cemetery Kids, they like. If you're like a certain kid from the 90s, you like that Nickelodeon show, like, are you like Stories to Tell in the Dark kind of vibes?
Okay.
But it's more like Stephen King twist. And yeah, it's basically like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but like live action LARPing. That's the word I'm looking for. And maybe it's real, maybe it's not.
My big thing.
So yeah, I thought it was a really interesting concept. I'm always down to try something new, especially if it's like got some creep factor to it. So if you're like poor comics, I think Cemetery Kids Don't Die by Oni Press might be worth a look.
Again, I've taken recommendations from you kids. Take this little Hellfire's recommendations, because again, she doesn't just like, just sprinkle those.
I'm not just
anywhere.
a big too like fangirl at all. No. Like, I do a lot of indie stuff,
and even the indie stuff. I mean, you're not going to give praise to stuff that you don't like, or you didn't enjoy.
No.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we can talk about Cobra Commander #2 if you want. Okay. I know you've been chomping at the bit. Are you guys not gonna talk about this?
No, we will talk about it. So I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to. But I mean,
no, like just shout out to Joshua Williamson. Honestly,
yeah.
I was surprised when they announced that this was who's gonna be doing it, and I was just like, what does he know about G.I. Joe? He said, surprised. He knows a lot.
Yeah,
I like this kind of like backstory for Cobra Commander. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's kind of like, just like pure evil. He's not like the coward that you might get like on the animated series. Sometimes it's just.
Yeah, I let a villain be a villain.
Mm-hmm.
He's not afraid to do it here.
So have you been reading all these books, or have you been?
Yeah, I have. I'm just like, I'm really curious, like how the worlds collide. It's like, oh, we're all just searching for energy. Listen, it's a simple plot, but it's effective, I think.
Yeah, I mean, again,
and it's a good entry point. Yeah. I think this one specifically is like, if you've never really like been a fan of like, the character.
Well, yeah, that's what
this will make you a fan, I think.
That's what we said, because they're kind of taking it slow with this stuff, because it's like there's no like regular G.I. Well, I mean, if for the Energon universe, there's no regular G.I. Joe book yet. It's just, you know, a Duke miniseries, a Cobra Commander miniseries.
But of course, this issue leads into the Everglades, the pure concentrated evil of everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Let me get a ride on your alligator back, bro.
And it's like, well, these dudes might be just as bad as him.
Oh, the Dreadnoughts, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Slow and steady wins the race, I
Mhm.
think. And like I said, it's just really interesting to see a different take on this character. And
Yes.
I like it so
Oh
far.
yeah. Oh yeah. That's what we were all shocked. Yeah, they did the whole Cobra Law thing, which again, outside that.
But they still managed to make him a butt of a few jokes, which is good
Yes.
because we still need
Yes. Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
that. And Megatron, did I read that? Megatron is being imprisoned by Cobra?
In the first issue,
Yeah.
they showed like in his lab, he had an armless Megatron. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, wait a minute. That's ridiculous.
Because that's the thing, yeah. In the Transformers book, it's like, yeah, Starscream's been leading everyone. They're like, everyone's like, where the hell's Megatron been? And I think,
And they're like, surprise!
yeah, always there. And I think they're going to explain that whole thing. You know, how did Megatron get there in the free comic book day issues? So
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm just kind of vibing, no spoilers on this one, so
yeah.
I just pick them up and I'm like, yep, let's see what they got going.
Yeah, no, I mean they've been doing, like you said, slow and steady, and they've been telling some good stories, and
Yeah, the art's really good too. Like, good for them, honestly.
oh yeah,
I really felt like it might be a terrible cash grab. It's giving Hasbro remaking that, like it was giving that Hasbro remaking the Power Rangers movie. And I was just very worried.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, these are like gems. Like, you really don't need to do much with it.
yeah, because it's like
update it a little bit and make it a little more serious.
well, it's like
which is what they did.
yeah. Or again, like I love like back in the day the Transformer and GI Joe stuff from Marvel, but again they were so beholden to the toys and stuff. Here, they don't have that problem. It's just like what do we want to do? Whatever the F we want with these characters.
It's kind of weird that they didn't try to fold in the. I mean, I know like the regular G.I. Joe book is like 300 something.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of like there's no way they're gonna be able to.
Larry Hama still writing this damn thing that he started.
Talk about corporate welfare. He's got Denny O'Neil beat, buddy.
That regular G.I. Joe series, it's been going, went to Marvel, and then it went to IDW, and now it's an Image. He's followed this thing to at least 3 companies.
He basically comes with the package.
I know that's what we talked about. I said, Larry Hama is just like, you know what? I'm too old to, weave this thing into a new universe, Energon universe.
He's like, leave me be.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, let me tell my story I've been telling for 300 some issues.
Yeah, that's what I just found interesting. Like, I totally get it, but I was just like, I know why.
Wax Larry Hama's having none of it.
None of it, bro. Another good Image book you could pick up that was a #1 if you're interested is The Six Fingers.
Oh.
I don't know if you know who Dan Waters is, but the art is by Sumit Kumar, and it's a miniseries, so it's not like a big investment. It's about an archaeology student. So I love archaeology, and like they kind of basically open up Pandora's box, and there's like a serial killer that may or may not be a time traveler.
Oh man.
And so it's like this deadly game of cat and mouse, and it's giving detective and like neo-noir vibes. So yeah, like I said, it's a #1. I always try to like check out a #1 if the synopsis appeals to me.
Okay.
So this kind of appealed to me because I like a good thriller. So
nice. Gonna say we'll save the best.
I mean, if you're in the Image section, why not?
Oh yeah. That's what I said. I might have to make a run this weekend. Maybe check out that Jaguar and see what else is like.
I'm gonna be so
sitting on the stand.
disappointed in July.
Why?
Because DC's going back to the Wednesday model. Like,
oh yes, that they did announce that. What was that, yesterday or something? Yes.
But
Well, I know. Well, the stores love it because now they don't have to worry about just DC books, and then the next day everybody else is.
it was just kind of nice to come in late on a Monday night and see the boxes and kind of get a preview of the covers.
Oh my! Oh yeah, a preview.
Phil, street dates are a thing. Shush.
I know. I'm just joking. No, he just let her stay there till midnight to order the books.
I can help unloading. That's all. just a part-time employee that works 2 hours. Mondays specifically.
You know what? No wonder Walden's went out of business, because I found a Walden's like in the early 2000s. At some point, they were putting some of their books out like the day before. I was like, oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like a big thing.
In the mall. Well, I
get
guess
your privileges revoked.
Well, like I said, they're out of business now, so I don't know what else they were doing.
Wait, no, there's a surely Walden's went out of business?
I'm pretty sure. I don't think they're around anymore, are they? God,
I think it is. Wait, no, I can't be that far out of the loop.
I mean, I've never seen one in any mall anywhere since.
Oh, that's really sad.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
2011.
Yeah, dude, where have you been?
Amazon, the reason why bookstore.
Yes, in 2011, the chain was liquidated in bankruptcy.
Oh, it went away with my other favorite place, the Big Red Bookstore. Y'all know, I can't even mention it. It makes me sad.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like
that was the best place. Like I don't know how Barnes and Noble has stayed in business this whole time.
That's all you have to be is the last one standing, I guess. Even though I love Borders better, but
exactly. Oh, you mentioned it. Okay,
I know. Sorry. Yeah.
That was devastating for me. I loved Borders. They had the best cafe, and they weren't weird about you. I mean, not that I would use it, but like they weren't weird about the public toilet thing, like Barnes and Nobles is.
Oh, you could pull a Costanza.
It's like you let somebody read a book and drink coffee, but you're gonna charge them like how much ever it was for the bathroom token. What a bunch of weirdos.
Okay, Costanza.
Just saying.
Yeah, but when I had a choice, I always went to Borders over Barnes and Noble.
Yes, that is the correct choice, and they actually even had the better e-reader. Like it was just such a shock when they went out of business. But Amazon kills everything we love. So malls, bookstores,
family. I don't know, but no, I'm joking.
So anyway, what other books did you read this week?
No other
that you haven't talked about elsewhere on the network.
And like I said, we'll save the Batman stuff for We Are the Knights.
The Batman podcast.
Oh God, I talked a lot. Yeah, I talked Nightwing and Titans with Kristen on Nightwing News 218. Are you reading any X books at the moment?
Kind of. I'm giving Rise of the Powers of X.
Yes,
a chance.
I did read that number because number 2 was out this week, kids.
Yeah, I'm giving that a chance.
So what do you think? Because again,
I mean, it's Dimensions, so that's something different.
We're racing towards.
And it's Dominion. That's nice.
We're racing towards a reboot.
Yes, of course. Clearly, obviously.
Although
I don't feel like it was a $5 book. No tea, no shade to the writer and artist. I
know it doesn't even seem that much thicker. I'm just like, what?
And thank you. Hey-oh.
Lilith needs that thickness. I need to cut my own drop now. All right.
But I thought that the cover was really great, and I thought the art was really great. I think that's the best thing about this book. So shout out to R.B. Silva. Like that's what made me pick up the book. I'm like, I don't really want to I don't want to give another X book a chance, but the art just appealed to me, and the story is pretty decent.
Yeah. Are you reading X Force?
No.
The only book in the Krakoan era it's gonna hit 50.
It's X Force. That was naturally gonna happen.
Wolverine, yeah, I know. But yes,
corporate welfare.
But we're basically, since Beast is being a bad boy, yes, we're bringing back Beast from the 80s.
Yay! I'm so excited.
I know.
That Dark Beast crap pissed me off.
And again, you had an excuse. You could have been like, "Oh, that's Dark Beast," but they didn't do it.
So stupid.
I know.
Like, babes, do you even read X-Men at this point? If you didn't do it, like, do you? Are you a fan, or are you just in it for a paycheck?
Or are they just like, oh, the timeline's going to get reset, so F it, we'll do whatever we want with whoever.
No, that's not always going to be a good idea.
I know, because that's...
Look at all the other X books that just fizzled out.
That's still going to leave a taste in
people's
mouths.
Shout out to my X-Men pirates.
Oh, the Marauders, yeah.
Mutant pirates, like, who? I mean, it was relatable content for me, and I spoke with my wallet, so it was very devastating.
I know. They did, like, what, two series of that?
Yeah.
Pirates, arg!
There we go. Let's see. There was, I don't know if you're reading, you're probably not, the IDW Star Trek stuff?
No, I haven't. So.
Well, you should be.
It's good, huh?
I really enjoy it. I mean, I like the stuff they did with Cisco stuff too, but this is
it next
like
gen?
They had the whole timeline. This is still dealing with Captain Cisco.
Oh, okay.
And he's just being a badass and he's destroying more planets. That's my favorite Cisco when he just destroys a planet. sometimes the bad guy wins, to quote the episode.
Jeez.
He did what needed to be done. Just like Janeway, they're both renegades, and they play by their own rules.
Janeway will wipe out your timeline for a good cup of coffee.
Exactly. Sorry, Bacula. Still nothing nice to say about you.
Oh!
Still haven't made it to season 2. I'm down to one episode a day now.
Yeah, I've never been able to get through a rewatch Enterprise.
Anyway. Yeah, I enjoy the Star Trek stuff at IDW. They're doing a really great job, so shout out to Colin and Jackson.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about their Star Trek stuff.
Yeah, they are fans. I'm talking like there's deep cuts, and they really felt the way about Captain Sisko, like most of the Deep Space Nine fandom did. So, they're really kind of like doing the character justice. And I mean, I hope if Paramount doesn't get sold that we can get some vindication for Sisko, honestly, and Janeway. You know, they still kind of have left her out as well. So.
But, speaking of those boys, they wrapped up their Guardians of the Galaxy run this week with Guardians of the Galaxy Annual 1.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, they did.
You know, I don't really like Guardians of the Galaxy. So what's going on? Like, that's it? They're done?
I think so. Yeah, because their whole Groot Fall issue. Yeah, their whole their run was 12 issues. I think then the annual. Yeah, Groot had become this thing that it seemed like it was just attacking stuff in space and attacking planets and stuff and. There's this whole big mystery going on. And kids, it seems like it, because of course Death is Permanent in comics, one of the Guardians ain't walking away from this one.
Is it the same team up as the MCU or is it different?
You know what? They had most of their run here, they used the MCU lineup, but then towards the end of this, they brought in some of a lot of the other characters that Al Ewing was using in his run because he used the classic.
Okay, I have read that particular run, so I was just asking.
Yeah. So towards the end, he brings back some of his other team members.
All right, let's get Immortal Guardians of the Galaxy going. Quasar. We know, Phil. Did it make you happy?
I mean, he showed up, but they really got much to do.
So you can fire up the old Quasar podcast now.
Oh, you're getting two episodes of Quasar on Marvel Tales in April, so because Justin and I did something this year where he picked a bunch of stuff for my birthday month, and then I picked a bunch of stuff to read for his birthday month. So
okay, fair enough. So. Doing the Lord's work, Justin. Thank you.
How dare you? Yes, so we're gonna do two Quasar episodes with special guest Will Allred.
Of course, I wouldn't expect anything less.
Oh, I was like, oh yeah, we have to do his favorite story. So yeah,
please use the drop. They're not even trying to enter our orifices.
Oh,
no, I'll be disappointed.
See who listens to Sector 2814. Okay. Yes, one of our favorites.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices. I hope it's going somewhere nice.
It's not. Oh, before we leave, if you're an Elvira fan, since, I have to keep the spirit of Charlie Esther alive. Yes. Dynamite does have one. Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft #1.
Oh.
So it's spooky.
Nice.
Meets existential dread and horror. Eldritch monsters.
With me now.
The cover is amazing.
Nice.
First and foremost. It is a $5 book, but it's worth everything. Shout out to David Acosta, who we love in the Elvira fandom, for doing another cover.
Nice.
So yeah, I have to recommend that. And also from Dynamite, they have the James Bond series. They just started it. It's at #2.
And
it's so freaking good. It's Garth Ennis. So I was a little on the first one. I'm like, okay, don't mess this up.
Don't go nuts.
But no, I feel like he's a fan and he gets it.
Okay, he's not going full Ennis. Okay.
Yeah, no, he's not.
It's not bloody.
If you like 100 Bullets or it's been 10 years that they've had the James Bond, but they was kind of lapsed and they hadn't done anything with it in a while. And I saw #1, and I was just like, oh, that's nice. And I picked it up and it was good. And then I was just like, okay, let's see if he can do 2. I'm going to see this thing through.
I wonder if our friend Mr. Chichester has checked that out.
If not, I'm going to tell him on the next one.
Oh, you got to. Yeah.
Yeah, the artwork is stellar and the action is superb. This guy gets it. Although I don't this James Bond doesn't really look like any of the James Bonds that we had, so I felt like that was an artistic, interesting choice. I feel like that's his stamp saying that this is his take on James Bond. It's not related to like any of the movie franchises. I think this is like definitely book based a lot, which is good.
That's an interesting
I know a lot of people
artistic
haven't
choice.
read the books. You should. They're pretty good.
I read some of the books back in the day, but it's been so long. It might have been in the 90s. I read some of those.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have to add.
All right. So yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's wrap it up.
No, it wasn't just Spawn. No, we talked X-Men '97 trailer. We talked other new comics.
That's what you get when you come in late. Listen to the podcast.
He's confused when it's not communist propaganda.
Yeah, it's Capes. Oh yeah, Bond is still at Dynamite. They just rebooted it.
Yep. Yeah, so she's just saying they're on the issue 2 now.
Yep. It's been 10 years since they had the property, but I think it's been like 3 or 4 years since they actually did anything with it.
She's at Garth Ennis, yeah.
I feel like we might be getting something from Amazon since they own MGM from James Bond pretty soon.
Okay. What, a new movie or a show or
probably a TV show.
Oh,
more
okay.
likely.
I'll check it out on the podcast. You'll check it out on both and like it.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube.
Yes, we're fastly approaching 400 subscribers. So yeah, come on, be number 400. Record breaking. Record breaking 400.
Call me when we get to 469.
Hey,
nothing special to you till you're to 469.
I mentioned, even if you're not going to be there, I mentioned to you every time any show reaches something 69 or.
You should. I will send in something for episode 69 of any kind. Always, just let me know.
Okay, well, I think it's in April. Marvel Tales 69 will be coming up. So.
Oh, Marvel Tales 69, nice.
Yes.
You guys should do something sexy for it.
Little Tate 669.
So yeah.
No, Lilith needs a tattoo. 666-999. Works on many levels.
420 69.
Agent 420 and Agent 69.
Who's who? It doesn't matter.
Who? All right, so yes, kids. We'll be back every so often to do one of these classic episodes. Next episode, check out returning guest Mr. Travis Ritchie will be back to talk that recent Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man 2099 miniseries with me. You're welcome, Lilith. But you don't have to do it.
Doing the Lord's work, though. I mean, I know. It's a lid for every pot. God bless you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad Miguel has fans.
Yes.
Every Spider-Man deserves his own fans.
Yes. So, yes, kids. So, yeah, anything happening in pop culture, comics, kids, yeah, send us your thoughts. This is
a big week. That's why we did a classic. It was a big week.
Exactly. It was a record-breaking week. All right. So, yes, send us all your thoughts, kids. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And you can find all things Capes and Lunatics. If you want to find those aforementioned podcast episodes that Noel was talking about, you can find those. You can find all of our social media for all the shows. You can find merchandise. Again, help support us. Buy a damn t-shirt.
You want to know a fun fact? I started listening to the podcast via Amazon Music. So if you have Amazon Music,
oh, really?
Listen to the podcast there too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I gave up Spotify and Apple Music.
I believe we're on all good podcatchers.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes Amazon Music doesn't have the best selection of podcasts. I was shocked to find us.
And again, it's as simple as asking Alexa. So shut up.
Nice try, buddy.
I know sometimes you say, "Hey, Alexa." See. All right, so, and of course, if you just want to rain random money on us, Lilith Hellfire's favorite method, yes, use the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
And of course, the Patreon, where you'll get something.
Come be bullied.
Yes, if you want to get something outside of, comics, maybe some porn talk, maybe some, Lilith Hellfire conspiracy theories, then you need to subscribe to the Patreon. So, yes, make sure you do that because we promised and we delivered. It's getting wilder and crazier and
more vicious and brutal than ever.
So find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
Oh, that's naughty.
All right. You can find the Lilith Hellfire on the Facebooks for 5 minutes once a month. So
I'll just send me a friend request. We can be friends, and you can see my deranged, unhinged posts. It's fine.
friend her on Facebook. She'll log on for 5 minutes a month and tell you to suck it, and then quickly.
I'll like your pictures and leave a comment. You know,
maybe
that's what friends do.
Talk about what's up with the TikToks and the whatever. All right, so yes, find Lilith Hellfire on the Facebooks. Well,
either do the 6 or do the 9.
Can't believe I almost forgot.
I just want to have fun on a broom.
It's not October yet, Phil. Come on.
Oh my.
Holds me down. Shut your filthy mouth.
All right, kids, we're done.
The big finish.
Jazz hands.
All right, I feel like I have to end on with a Charlie drop. What's good?
Unsupervised.
Wait, what?
The unsupervised drop? You were breathing, so I thought you...
Oh, okay.
You were still breathing, so I assumed you were okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with...
I'm uncancelable.
That's a threat, guys. That's a threat and a promise.
Or...
You've never lived until Maz has given you a ping.
Or...
Okay, let's actually do the podcast that we get paid nothing for.
That's something that was like a personal attack of Rob.
Remember, ampersand together, Phil.
Yes. By our powers combined, we're ampersand together. Alright, kids, thanks for joining us for another week. We have been your capes. Ampersand
Lunatics. Woo.
You may say, why don't we have a third?
Hey, you know what? Send me the drop with the music over. I'll see if I can get the music out of it.
Okay, cool.
It's old ampersand drop.
Cool. You may ask, why haven't we found the third yet? It takes a big man to fill Charlie Esther's shoes.
Don't worry. I ordered the puppet.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Ah.
You gotta find clothes for it, but you know.
Oh, Gwenpool t-shirt, yes. Alright, kids. Thank you for joining us. And remember, breaking records is hell. Good night.
The Earth is a dead zone, officially.
To me, my capes and lunatics.